everybody. Welcome in to Off the Table. Jon and Laurel Lunsford, Sean Rockstar Henniger. Both of you are wearing your green. I am not wearing my green, but I made the light screen, so that's good enough, right?
You're green with envy.
This is St. Patrick's Day as of recording this, and yeah, it's also March Madness, so happy March Madness this week, everybody.
Who's ready to fill out a bracket?
I have actually not filled my bracket out.
I haven't
seen
seen
either.
them. I know Auburn got number one, right? The overall.
They are the overall number
That's
one.
the only thing I
Alabama
saw.
is a 2 seed in Duke's bracket, which they will not make it out of that one. But yeah, I have not even filled it. It's been almost 24 hours, and I have not filled out a bracket yet. I have not cared this little about sports in a long time.
And I only know of one player on Auburn that his last name is
Kelsey.
Broom.
Oh.
Because they're like, get the brooms out because it's over. Like it's a sweep, you know?
I like that. That's smart.
Oh, you get it? Like, get the brooms out.
Or he's a witch.
Or a witch. That's actually more
He would be
interesting.
a warlock.
Yeah, so Auburn is the overall number one. I would be willing to bet they do not win it. I will not pick them. I think Florida is actually the best team in the SEC right now, and probably my pick to win it, but I haven't actually gone through and done a bracket yet. I'm going to do a bracket myself.
I'll probably do one in
I'll do one too.
mid-April.
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah.
Oh, we should all three do one, and we can compare notes and see who wins. And the winner
would be
won't.
so much
The winner
fun.
won't get
Everybody does
anything,
March
but
Madness.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
compare notes.
The
So you
winner
had
will get a
Florida
high
here.
five.
I didn't. Okay, so you made a good choice.
And you know what? If you get out, then you can go out. You know, like do what people do and like put it in the trash and burn it and set it ablaze outside.
That's always the
that they
first
would
day
like
after
it.
the first three games you can say on Twitter or whatever. Well, there goes my bracket.
Yeah.
You
I
can
hate
tweet
this
that
tournament.
out. That could be the thing that you tweet.
I remember at work that one time everybody picked UAB for something, and like they lost, and it's like, why did y'all pick UAB? Like nobody from the state's ever going to actually do anything in basketball. I know Alabama and Auburn have made the Final Four, but anyway, yeah, we'll do that. I'm gonna pick a bracket, and then I'm gonna use 3 different AI tools
Oh no.
to combine and pick a bracket and see if I can beat that.
But would you take credit if you won it?
Yeah,
Because you chose the AI?
I fed the prompts into it to ultimately pick it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna try
This is
to
where
use
society's going.
use technology
Mm.
to better the world. Anyway.
So one thing that we have that was exciting that we did on Friday, and there's another video coming on the channel soon.
Yeah, I've almost finished editing it. I honestly forgot until you just mentioned
And
this.
this is not sponsored, although it's going to sound like it's sponsored. It is not. And it was really fun. This kind of is kicking off. We have a summer series with Sean that's going to be coming up.
Thank you.
You're going to be seeing exciting adventures throughout this great
Yes.
state of Alabama.
Yes.
I think it's going to be really fun.
Exciting
But
adventure.
we all went and got our aura read from
Mm-hmm.
Happy Aura. They are
Well-
awesome. Look them up on YouTube, or actually not YouTube, but on Instagram. And they are really, it was really fun. I think you two were skeptics. And he even told me, he was like, I could tell they were skeptics. And I think that I was able to really get through to them.
Well, first off, Laurel did one on her own. John and I did a couples.
We did a
I
couple
thought it would
for
be
you.
funnier because
Yeah.
it would be cute.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't have the picture. Can you go get the picture?
Okay, yeah.
It's sitting on my desk. All right, so I made Laura go get the picture. So this is the picture that you can't really see. See if I can get it better on Sean's camera. So
I
this
can
is the
hold it up.
picture. Okay, no, hold up to the camera behind you.
Where's the camera?
Okay, hold on.
camera.
You gotta scoot a little further. There you go. All right, hold it right there. All right, so that's our picture. It is. We had to do a couples picture so we can both get in there together. Laurel said that if your shoulder is showing, it's not a good sign.
No, I don't remember exactly what it was. I feel like that's making it sound negative, but
You said you were holding a lot of stress if your shoulder
I feel like
showed.
that's what was something similar to what was said.
So I don't think stress is a good thing.
Are you not stressed?
Yes, but you're.
But I'm also stressed, so I think it's equal.
Well, and one thing it said, so there's tan right here, and tan. The first thing on there is adulthood, like you're dealing with adult stuff. I mean, you just had another child.
Mhm.
Our house is falling apart.
Yep.
It's not falling apart.
We started this fun podcast.
We're going through
Yeah.
a remodel. We just started a new company here. He said that I had CEO energy. He called you Rockstar. He said you had Rockstar
Which
energy.
was that you were shocked at that. Admit it.
I was, yes.
And these people don't know anything about us. Like I entered nothing. Like I just entered my credit card information, and I
Yeah.
won't repeat that on here.
It's not like you know.
Miss Cleo.
If you
Miss
had a
Cleo?
nickname, what would it be?
Well, there's a certain guy, I won't say who it is, that does mentalist stuff that we dealt with. And we didn't realize until he came on our former show that he calls you beforehand and gets a ton of information from you so that it makes it kind of pulls back the curtain and makes it not quite as fun. this is the opposite of that. This is just some guy that Laurel just went online and said, I want to do this.
It's a husband and a
it.
wife, and I believe they have a child too, but they do
This
little
guy
stops.
we did.
This is a big company that they go and do different tour stops, and they are sold out constantly. So I was excited that I was able to get you guys in.
So the machine we had, so they had a machine where John
I just did
his
the exact thing. I just
right hand and I did my left hand. Did you just do both hands?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very nervous, and my eyes are closed, but it makes me look kind of ethereal.
She's
I
kind
feel
of like,
wow.
I was very
I'm
like
floating
in the
All that
mood.
energy.
When he read mine, it was very, very on point. It was kind of
Did
scary.
people stop shopping and just start looking at it, like him reading you like he did us? Like people went
they
shopping
were-
and they're just like,
a
let's
couple
leave
people in
it
there
here.
were like, what is
I
happening?
was trying to listen to other people's, and it was spot on for them. But everyone's
That's
photo,
snooping.
my photo looks nothing like this. I feel like you got the really colorful, really. I feel like mine's
She
more
didn't have
sad.
she didn't have red or tan.
Or-
So like we had red, which is
I had rainbow or anything.
charismatic, willpower, leader, entrepreneur, starting a new business here. Master healer, I don't know about that. Mentally and physically strong, competitive. I'm very competitive, passionate, very passionate. The tan right here, which kind of looks like yellow, but he called it tan. So I'm gonna say it's tan. That's where adulthood, taskmaster, list maker, supportive, attentive to detail. And then he said we had a lot of blue, indigo, purple, which is what hers was, which is some of that is extrovert, some of that's introvert. She's very extroverted. I'm very introverted.
So am I.
Loyal, trustworthy, intuitive, enjoys solitude. I do enjoy my solitude.
Oh, I would love to have some solitude.
Like I could literally sit in a cabin in the woods
Uh-huh.
for a week straight and not talk to a single person.
I think I could do it
And
too.
I would probably love that.
Mm-hmm.
Except for of course my wife being with me.
Yeah.
He also said
can text
that
you every now and then.
I needed to be aware of people because I am an empath, which I am, and I am too nice to people a lot of the times, and to be aware of some like vampires that want to suck your energy, which is true.
Do you, Nancy, do y'all paralleling?
What does that mean?
Parallel park, I hate it.
No, paralleling.
I don't know how to parallel.
Paralleling is, let's say you're working on show stuff at home, and if you're in the den or something like that, does Laurel have to be there too? Like, can you be separated? Like, I'm going to be in the bedroom, you
Oh,
be downstairs.
We can be
Couples
separated.
parallel, like, well, you're working, I'm working. Let's just work in the same room and just not talk. Like, I want to be with you.
I like being in the same room, but like doing different things.
That's
but
what I'm saying. Like,
If I need to work on something, I like being alone. Only because if you're not working on the same thing, it'll ultimately you'll end up talking to each other. Like,
correct. That was my argument too. But somebody that I live with says like paralleling, like, why don't we're in the same house? Let's just be in the same room and both work. And it's like, well, because it's not going to work.
I
You're
don't
gonna-
think that works because like Laurel and I always end up talking about just whatever, like random stuff. She'll be watching it like
you know I can't be quiet. You know I gotta be talking.
I got a wife that can't be quiet.
Yeah.
We
Like-
can't watch a show without. We can't.
That's me.
the
Yeah.
only thing we do, I feel like now in the house together that's different is she has like a walking pad she'll walk on because like if the weather's bad or something, she'll walk on that instead of taking our dog out. And I'll sit there and watch TV while she's on the walking pad, but I can tell she's on her phone. She's not really paying attention to what I'm watching, and I'm watching TV. But then we're in
Because
the
it's
same
always
room,
something I don't care about watching.
so we can
That's-
talk together at
That's
that
paralleling.
point. That's something. But if I'm like working, like I need to work, I would almost rather be in my own space. And I feel like her because like she'll work on editing all of her social media videos and stuff, and I'm trying to watch TV, and like the TV's
got
probably
really loud.
Well, I can tell she's going up on her volume because she can't hear over the TV, and then
AirPods.
she goes up on the volume, and then it's like. Okay, now I can hear it, so she go back down on the volume, and it's a constant fight of volume between the two.
So passive aggressive.
well, no, that's
Nobody
where
says anything.
paralleling doesn't
The
work.
best is when I'll be shooting a video because on like to post on TikTok or do it whatever if it's for a brand or if it's just for me, and it's like Bigfoot will walk by. You gotta show you the whole shot, and then John just walks
The worst is she'll do stuff in the morning, like, get ready with me. That's like a huge thing. Is get ready with me, or here's my outfit of the day, or whatever. And she'll do that, and I will walk behind. I would just be butt ass naked walking behind whatever video, and I won't realize the thing. We're all on our phone anyway. I mean, Laurel gets her weekly report or whatever that the iPhone does. It's like you're on your phone 9 hours a day. It could just be looking at Twitter. It could be making a video. It could be doing something serious, something funny, whatever. So I don't know whether she's doing something. I just took a shower, and it is like Bigfoot. I'm like,
Who are you talking to?
huh?
So yeah, but I thought that again, it's
No,
happy.
we don't parallel much. Let's get back to that.
It was at Happy Aura and it was at Charm. Shout out to them. They hosted it. Again, this is not anything that's been sponsored, but I just wanted to make people aware of it because it was really, really fun.
It was fun. It's a good conversation starter.
You
too,
were
if
the
anything.
most skeptical, and I feel like you enjoyed it.
I know I had fun with it. It's just like he was a really nice guy. It's just a super odd thing. Like I've never been into that stuff. So like just interesting to get our energy. Like we had to sit in this teeny tiny phone booth and put our arms around each other.
It was just so good.
Yeah.
Well, and like my thing is,
because I had no idea what to expect. I was going like, you just say we're getting our picture taken. It was going to be red. And I was like, I don't know what to expect.
I wonder when couples do it, when other couples do it, do they have different colors on different sides? Because like I'm very tan over here, and you're more like purple over here. I feel like the only reason you can't see my shoulder is because of the color. The purple shows through a little more than the tan, which is a little brighter. But like, if Laurel and I were to do it, would we have separate? Because he kind of made it sound like if you're doing it together, all of this goes for all of you, as opposed to the tan is for me and the purple's for you. Like the tan is also for you, even though it's way over on my side. I'm just curious if that's actually the case.
I wonder if it's
not.
interesting to get it red like when you first start dating. And then, like, once you've been together for like 10 years, if it changes,
Or
you first start dating, it's just solid red.
You just go as friends. Like, well, one of you clearly wants to be in a relationship.
Oh, yeah.
And like, this isn't going to work.
But everyone's is always, that's what I think is so cool about it, is that it's unique. And every single person I've seen that's posted about it, everyone's is different. Like, there's no one that is the same. And I think that's really, really cool.
It's like, so it's all solid red when you first start dating because, you know, red, heart, all that kind of stuff. And red, you know, can be charismatic. It can be passionate, you know, adventurous, a lot of stuff when you're first starting a relationship. And like Laurel's was like solid blue and indigo this time.
You broke my camera.
It's like what did I do to take all your sunny? Like she would have been solid yellow before. I just know she would have been, because it's sunny, enthusiastic, intellectual, open to new ideas, organized, supportive, true inner glow. And now it's just like, it's just kind of dark now. The shit with me.
It's like you're very. I am a Scorpio, and I really am, because I am very skeptical of people, and I have an excellent read on people. I can read people like a book. Like there are people.
What do you read about me?
No, that you're normal and nice. There are people that I've met.
When she tells me to do a video, she says act normal.
Well, that's just for like the general public. Oh. But you know, when you meet someone and you're like, I don't like this. Like this person is weird. I do not like this person. They have bad energy, and I am always correct. Okay. Always, and you know that to be true too.
Do you get into horoscope or signs at all?
I know I'm a Virgo. That's all I know.
I don't either.
I don't even know what the symbol is.
The thing is, it's fairly accurate when you look up. Like I just looked up on Google, and the first thing is their AI. So here's what their AI says Scorpio is: like intense and passionate, loyal and protective. But then there's also like negative things too. And all the negative things is like, I can kind of see like, some of this stuff too.
I can be crazy. So
possessive and jealous.
Yep.
Yeah, but
secretive and aloof.
I do feel aloof a lot of the time.
Controlling and domineering.
I don't think that one.
Intense and moody.
Intense and moody, yes.
And then I'm Aquarius.
Let's see yours.
Aquarius is, I'm innovative and forward thinking. I'm a humanitarian. I'm independent and unique. I'm intellectual and creative. My bad things are I'm distant and aloof.
Aloof.
They are both aloof together.
I'm unconventional. I'm rebellious. I'm unpredictable. I'm overly logical, which I would probably say yes. And I'm stubborn. Mm-hmm. What are you?
Virgo.
Let's see you. So Rockstar is practical, detail oriented. You're always wanting to like keep a calendar and stuff like that. That's good. Hardworking and reliable. Modest and humble. Kind and supportive. Organized and efficient. Your negatives are the drive for perfection can sometimes lead to overthinking and self-criticism.
Yes.
100%.
So overly critical. Worrier.
Yes.
I was worried I was going to say that.
You're not flexible. You struggle to adapt to change.
I can't stretch at all.
And you're fussy.
That's so stupid. That's so stupid.
No, but they really are things that compare.
For all three of ours, for Scorpio, Virgo, and Aquarius, there's 50 things that are written down. And so you can pick some of those. It's like, well, I'm not, like for Aquarius, for mine, I wouldn't say I'm... Honestly, I probably would say I'm all of these things, but there's certain things you say, well, I don't know about this one. I don't know about that one, but you pick, 2 or 3 and it's like, it's 100% right. Mm-hmm. So I've never been a big like sign thing, and our signs do not hardly match up. When you say like what sign really works with Scorpio, Aquarius isn't there. We look for what sign it works with Aquarius, Scorpio isn't there. But if you look at it, it's like a good middle of the road. Like, y'all are kind of compatible, I guess.
I don't even know what Nancy is. She's January 2nd. What's that?
It's not so I'm Aquarius January 27th. But she'd be the one before me, I think. January 2nd. Let's see. January 2nd sign. She is a Capricorn.
Oh.
I knew it. I'm not supposed to be with Capricorns. They're awful.
Let's see what Capricorn says. Capricorns, ambitious and determined, hardworking and disciplined, practical and realistic, loyal, responsible, reserved and calm, perfectionist, critical, leader. Potential challenges: workaholism, pessimism.
No, she's the least pessimistic person I've ever met in my life.
Emotional reservedness and fear of failure.
I am the pessimist. She is the over the top. She's the Laurel, the over the top optimist. Like, no, the rain's good. It's lightning.
Because
it's
the
good.
ladies, because y'all both get moody, so we have to keep it up. You know.
I think I'm more of an optimist.
Oh no, I
think I always try to see the good in people and always try to see the
I'm
good
always
stuff.
negative
And
about
she is
people.
always like, you don't need to do that. Like,
Well, there's different times of optimism. Like if there was something coming up, anniversary party or something like that, there's the pessimist is like, nobody's going to come to this. It's going to be awkward. It's not about being like that. That's the kind of stuff I'm thinking about. Like, this isn't going to work out. Well, of course it's going to work out. Well, no, it's just people. You can tell this person doesn't want to come. And it's just going to be awkward. And like, no, they want to come. Like that's our argument. The pessimist versus the optimist. And what you need, because if we were both pessimists, we wouldn't go outside. So she has to balance me out.
you have to have a little balance.
Yeah.
It depends.
And
In
you
some
know
things, she's more optimistic than me. And a lot of things, I'm more optimistic than her. But we kind of balance each other out.
Yeah, that's what makes
Y'all
life
should
great.
go on a date. Go to
Oh
a
my
movie
goodness.
or something.
We should.
And speaking of the walking path, when we were talking about the paralleling, I told you last week that I've been watching I Love Lucy. I started on a new show this week because I still got
Lucille Ball
Lucy.
show?
Okay.
This one's better, at
Happy
least.
Days. I have a question. What is going on in this show? Where did the fawns come from? I'm very confused. Why is this man who is not in school and has like
Where did Screech come from?
Screech at least goes to the school?
Where did
though.
anybody come
Yeah.
from?
Do you not think it's weird that Fonzie
So
is?
So Fonzie doesn't go to the school?
No, he's like he's like an adult.
So I was going to say, I think Henry Winkler was like 27 when he played him.
Well, it's like Fonzie is like the local, like works at the automobile place. Like he fixes
he
the
can open
car.
a locker and fix the jukebox, can he?
It's like, but he's always at the high school parties. Hence, he's with the high school girls. It's just, I'm kind of confused by it.
So what I would do if I were you, I'd keep watching it.
Oh, I'm going to keep watching it.
And
It
then
passes the
Joni
time.
Loves Chachi is a spinoff of that,
Scott
right?
Baio back in the
What was
day.
it? There was another spinoff.
We had to hold. Okay, so we had this whole discussion.
Squiggy,
Okay, the
Squiggy
one
and
that's Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah, Squiggy.
Okay, with the shows. Okay, which is the one that has Michael J. Fox?
Family Ties.
Okay, that's Family Ties. Which is the one with what's his name? Kirk Cameron.
Growing Pains.
Okay, so we have Growing Pains. Okay, then
This was
there's
Leonardo DiCaprio.
that's
Pains.
Growing
Okay.
Pains. Okay, so then there's the show. What's the one with Jason Bateman? Is that Square Pegs?
No, that was the Hogan family.
The Hogan. It's like we just have these shows that have the exact same.
No,
remember-
it's family stuff.
and
It's
then in
like
the
step by
90s,
step.
step by step. That's what I was just thinking about.
Step by Step was the new Brady Bunch because he had kids before she had kids before.
Suzanne Summers and
Patrick Duffy.
yes,
Whichever one you were watching when I walked in.
it was
not
Alex
Happy
P. Keaton.
Days,
It was Michael J. Fox.
Which one was that?
Family Ties.
Like, I just
Jason
noticed.
Bateman's sisters in that.
I walked in and
Yes.
they were sitting in the kitchen, like just having dinner, talking about their day or whatever. There's so much detail in that kitchen, like the stuff that
Yeah.
you would have in your kitchen. Kitchens aren't just clean. Like I look at our kitchen. Of course, our kitchen's a disaster now because we're remodeling it.
floor.
But like before, when I think of all the stuff we had to take out of the kitchen for them to work on it, and I go back and look at the pictures on Zillow of the house before we bought it, and they had nothing in their kitchen. I know that it was staged to kind of show the kitchen off, but like I'll see some shows now and kitchens are very plain. There's so much detail. There's so many things hung on the wall. There's so many
It's
like
more homey
there's
feeling.
so many it's so homey feeling compared to sets nowadays. It's like how fast can we get it set up
Correct.
and then take it down. I'm sure it was still a set and not like an actual house or anything because that's how you shoot the shows. But like, there's just so much detail back then
What's crazy, I
versus what you see nowadays. I would think it would be the opposite.
And I remember reading the book Ready Player One. I did not like the movie, but the guy he always played with, his room was set to the Family Ties living room because he said I loved it so much as a kid. Like where my hangout is the Family Ties living room. That looked like a comfortable house, and Alex had a cool room.
Remember he like would slide across like
Yeah.
in the intro.
Alex P. Keaton, and then Mallory was his sister. And I do not know what the younger sister.
Oh yeah, there's a little blonde one,
yeah,
right?
little blonde one. But Mallory was Jason Bateman's sister.
I think they started on Growing Pains. That's Leo came in kind of when Kirk Cameron was becoming
Leo
a little
became
different.
like the adopted
Kirk Cameron
kid.
was getting a little different, as they say. So I think they brought someone else in. You know.
I didn't realize Mork and Mindy was a spinoff of Happy Days.
Yes.
Nanu.
Mork from
I mean, I knew
Ork.
it was.
Mork from Ork. He came out of an
I
egg.
just don't think I realized it was.
And the girl that plays, she's married to someone famous too. Oh, I think she's married to what's the guy that's on CSI?
Gary Sinise.
No, not
Ted
wait,
Danson.
no. What's his name?
William Peterson.
Are you
Mark Harmon.
That's NCIS.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Summer school, Mr. Shoot.
I think he's married. I think they're married to each other. I think it's Mark Harmon and her.
Sure.
Since you guys know a lot, what's going on with Gene Hackman?
He died.
That's really weird. But it's strange. Okay,
He
so
had an $80 million fortune and nothing went to his kids. He had like, what, 3 kids?
Well, when they talked to his daughters, I did see this. Or I think he has 2 daughters and a son, and they were like, "Yeah, we haven't talked to him in a couple of months." It's like,
Yeah, they said they were estranged from him.
What was weird to me with all that when he died was that they instantly came out and said it was him, his wife, and his dog, right, that died.
That was carbon monoxide.
They all died, and there's no foul play. And it's like, well, it has to be carbon monoxide. And then pretty quickly, it's like, oh, it's not carbon monoxide. Like they very quickly were say, oh, they just peacefully passed away with literally nothing happening. It was very quick how
and
like,
then I just saw
the media just
thing.
jumped in and said nothing happened.
I think what it
clearly
is
something happened.
He had dementia, and she had heart problems, and she had like a heart attack or something happened where she died. She was like his caretaker. Like, I mean, they've been married for
like since 90, like something like
yeah. So it's been like, it's not like it's a new
1991.
wife or anything. And that she was basically his caretaker, and I think he was just like confused and just like wandered around because she was like dead.
Well, the new thing says that her cell phone called his cell phone after they both died or something like that. What was
Oh
the
my
new thing?
gosh! Well, that becomes even weirder.
Yeah, like she called his cell phone after she was pronounced dead, or it's like after it was known that she was dead. Like that's the new thing I saw. I was like, what is going on with this story?
It is interesting that the kids like don't.
But now they have all his 80 million went to her, and now she's dead. So what happens to it?
Well, that's what we.
I honestly haven't looked into it much after because he died right before the Oscars, so that's what everybody's paying attention to. And of
He's
course
a big actor too.
It got brought up.
He's
Oh,
been
yeah.
retired for a long time.
Yeah.
He's been retired, and so like I just pulled up Wikipedia because I honestly haven't seen the latest with it. Once the Oscars quit, I kind of stopped paying attention to everything that happened up to that point, and then have kind of moved on to this year. But he died. Wait, I haven't even read all this. It says he died in the home around February 18th.
Yes.
And then on February 26th, they found the bodies of him, his wife, and one of their 3 dogs, but the other 2 were alive.
Yes, because
They ruled out carbon monoxide poisoning, but then they haven't actually like figured out what happened.
The dog had been like locked in the crate. Like the other 2 were not in a crate. So I guess it probably like starved to death, I would assume.
Yeah, and it was all supposed to go to his wife.
Yeah, and then so.
And then
what
if she died within 90 days of each other, proceeds go to charity.
Okay.
So,
Speaking of conspiracies, I asked you about this because I was under the impression
Britney Spears
that
is dead.
yes, I was under the impression that with Maeve, your daughter, that since she's so little and having trouble sleeping and all that, I thought when you're watching TV, you're watching documentaries, which you confirmed that to be true, but you haven't done it lately, right?
Within the first week,
Okay.
I had, because Nancy, it was all Nancy and the baby. So they would go and I would put Cord to sleep, and then I would have maybe like an hour to myself. And I watched the Gabby Petito
Right.
documentary. I watched Lacey Peterson, which I don't know why I'm doing these, and then JonBenet Ramsey.
Okay, so the new one out is called Chaos, and it is about Charles Manson. And it's essentially saying that the CIA had a hand with Charles Manson practicing mind control. That is the basis of what they are saying. It's very strange. I personally don't think that it's possible. But in looking at Charles Manson,
Like mind control to tell him, hey, go kill
like
Sharon
they
Tate.
want to
Hey,
use,
go do all
like
this
the
stuff.
CIA was testing
Or
out to
get people
see
to go do this.
to see if they could eventually use mind control to like use, I guess, like
Let's go to
the
a cult,
army or like
let's go to
special
a-
force. I don't
a cult
know.
leader, a guy that's crazy.
But they
Let's-
said that
let's
he
let
was a
him use
dud
this.
before and like a dud after. They're like, no one took him seriously before. He became like Charles Manson, did the tactics, people followed him, and then like people thought he was like a dud afterwards. Like while he was in jail, people were like talking to him. It's just there's nothing really going on there. But it's interesting that is one that has just stuck out to people. Like the Charles Manson thing. I wonder how many people think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is real. That's like
Still haven't seen it.
Spoiler, he doesn't kill Sharon Tate in it. Like, they go after Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt instead. I guess it's just Leonardo DiCaprio, but Brad Pitt's there. But, like, I mean, I guess the rest of it is fairly accurate.
Yeah.
With Charles Manson, he's only in it for like 5 seconds.
it's the same guy who played him on Mindhunter. It's that same actor.
Yeah, I mean, it's the guy that did.
Is Mindhunter good? I've never
It
watched
is-
it.
I liked it.
It is amazing. The first episode, the first episode is a bit shocking because you see a murder and it's like, God, this is gonna be dark. But that first season, because they interview Edmund Kemper, one of the other serial killers, the concept, it's true. The guy that plays Edmund Kemper is incredible. It's how they found out like what a serial killer was. It is really, really good. Second season's good, but the first season is incredible. I don't know why they haven't done a third, but it is One of our favorite. Like Nancy had to convince me to watch that.
I think you would enjoy watching it. I don't think you would care. You came in on some of it.
The documentary?
Yeah.
I came in.
I think you would like it.
Is it another? Is it one of the?
I don't care about
I,
the Charles Manson
I feel
stuff.
like after watching so many things about this, I don't have it in me to ever be in a cult.
You
Like I
don't?
candon't even show up to
Would you
something
just try?
once a week. No, it's just too much time.
Yeah.
Like, there's too much time
Well, that's
and
why
effort.
you move into the compound.
It's just I don't want to be around that many people. It's too much.
We just went to go see a new A24 movie called Opus that stars Ayo Edebiri from The Bear, and John Malkovich is like this pop star. It's kind of like a Elton John, Prince, Michael Jackson.
But he
kind of
sings like The
mashup.
Weeknd.
But his music actually kind of sounds like The Weeknd. At least his current music sounds like The Weeknd. But the whole thing is he's been like a recluse for 30 years. You haven't seen anything of him. And then he comes back and like puts a new album out. And he invites 6 like journalists, paparazzi, like people, radio people like tied to like promoting music basically to come hear the album for the first time. But the whole thing is he's like in a cult now. And like I can honestly see myself being a part of that cult.
Oh God.
Wow.
The whole, like it's supposed to be like a suicide cult, but then like, oh surprise, it's not actually a suicide cult. Like
Surprise.
I guess that's part of, kind of a spoiler
Guys,
there.
when are we
But
going to do the deed?
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of a spoiler. But like you're led to think the whole thing is like any suicide cult you've seen in movies or in real life or whatever.
Marshall Applewhite was his name?
But the whole point of the cult was to like promote art. Like they basically brought people in who they thought were like talented artists and hone their craft in art. And he is being like a giant pop star as one of those people who like he's kind of sort of the leader, but also there really is no leader. He's just another artist that's there. But they like get kids in there and like teach them how to paint, teach them how to do music and stuff like that. It's like I can see myself. I'm just gonna go chill. I'm gonna go live in this place and like just like do art.
Yeah,
So this is about having, it's a good read on people. See, sometimes it's different.
Yeah.
See, I would think this is really strange, and these people are very, very odd.
No, it's kind of thing like it's weird, but like the only weird thing is the thing they make them all do is they make them all shuck oysters. Or I guess that's what it's called when you like crack them open and like
To find a pearl.
To find pearls. And they make necklaces that like they all have necklaces with like it's not a full pearl necklace, but it's like a rope necklace
That's
with
like
like
their
a
sign
few pearls
for
in
you to
it.
find each other in
And
like
that's like
the
the thing they
wild.
wear that like like at the end she sees somebody wearing the necklace and
That's
it's like, oh my
interviewing
god,
her.
they're still out there, that kind of thing. And like they all have scars on their hand because when you're doing it, they make you like go intense. And like a guy like shoves a knife in his hand or whatever, the little shucker in his hand. And
So
that's the only thing I wouldn't like about it. Outside of that, it's like it's actually kind of a cool little compound. I could live
Do
there.
you eat oysters?
I've never had an oyster. I'm too scared.
Gross, like snot.
It's
I
like
can't do
snot.
it. I remember you talked about someone. I guess it was in Black Jacket that does conspiracies. That's a big
cousin brother
Matt.
Okay, how with a conspiracy? I think some of them can be fun. Like I'm talking about like the Bigfoot and things like that. Have you ever
Most conspiracies
been?
revolve around people dying. Though,
Have you
so I feel
ever
like that's not
met
fun.
like when you're talking to someone? Because I mean, there's people that we know that they'll start talking, and you're like, "There's no way that they believe this," and like you think that they're joking, and then they will turn on and like basically go into a full thing, and you're like,
I had a mover.
Oh, you're one of those.
You're one of those.
You're
Oh
one of
my
those, okay.
goodness.
I had a mover that moved me into my apartment, and he was drinking this weird water, and I said something. I said, "Do you want some water?" He said, "No, I have my own." And he pulled this bottle out, and he goes, "I get my water from Japan." And it's like, you know what you're putting in your system with the tap water. I was like, well,
Is it an actual mover or somebody we know?
I think you know him. He moved me into he was a mover that day.
Like somebody we worked with?
No.
Oh,
You know him though.
okay.
But we went like, you have to get your water. I get my water shipped to me because, we're 70% water and all that stuff. Like, how much is based on your water. You're not even checking what's in it. This place in Japan filtered it. And you just start going over these conspiracies and stuff. And like, this is the guy just moved my couch into my house. And it's like, okay. And he's like, I'll give you the link. And like, he sent me this little thing. He's like, you need to order your water from you need to get I'm all about health. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I never used him again.
It's one thing to be like, oh, Elvis is still alive and this is what he's doing. Okay, like that's interesting and like kind of funny. Then it's like when you get down to like the real ones that are becoming more mainstream, and you're like, wow, that is a lot. Like it's
Doomsday Preppers.
It's like Reddit come to life.
Oh.
It's a lot.
So if you want to see a conspiracy, just watch Laurel's videos and you'll see Bigfoot walking in the background.
And maybe Kirk Cameron at some point.
Okay.
And his wife. Because like I said, whenever he had a kissing scene in the film, it had to be his
I
wife.
told you about that. Yeah.
I think that was his girlfriend in the show too, right?
Anyone knows
know.
the Laura Fonzie and why he's around these?
He's got a leather jacket.
He's like the leader. It's like,
What's his favorite baseball team?
I don't know what.
The A's.
All right. This has been Off the Table. We're leaving before this gets any crazier. Jon, Laurel.
Sean.
Sean, aka Rockstar.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. That's why the lights are green back here. They wore green. I did not, so I will be pinched all day long. Oh no.
Ooh. I need to take my shirt off.
So pinch me.
Okay.